Welcome back Year 9 to the second tutorial of drawing the inner view of your Google Cardboard. Remember last lesson we created a crate and we were looking at the back of the Google Cardboard. Today we're going to wrap it up a gear by using a more complex design drawing so that by the end of this lesson you'll have something that looks like this. Okay, so recapping from last lesson, I'm going to start off by finishing off the crate of my cuboid. Okay, so I'm going to take this down on here. Remember, nice sharp pencil and a decent ruler. Okay, you don't want a ruler that's got lots of jagged edges on it, otherwise it will affect the quality of your line as you work aside your piece of work. Once you've got your crate in, then we're going to start adding in your dimensions. Remembering from last lesson, they want to be about 3 mil away when you're doing your extension lines, and that all of your dimension lines need to be approximately 10 mil from your actual shape. Again, make sure your arrows are filled in full like this. And then of course that you put in your measurements down the side of 80, and at the side on there it's going to be 70, and then the other measurement should be about 130. So I'm just going to add those in. So that one over there is 70 and this one over here is 130, and again adding those in. Remember, when we're dimensioning, we always dimension to the right or to the base of the actual product that we're adding in. Again, solid fills on the line, solid fills on the line. And then obviously, of course, adding in your extension lines. 3 mil space from the top, 3 mil and then down, 3 mil and then down, and the same over the side, 3 mil and down. So this is just a nice quick recap on what was taught last lesson. Now, the same shapes will be used in this one. It's just going to be the reverse way round. Okay, so I'm going to start by first of all adding in the centerpiece here. Now this is where your face would go into our Google Cardboard. So once again, 10 mil, 10 mil. Then taking a curve of 1, 2, 3 and up to here. So I'm going to curve that. Now if you notice, when I do my freehand curves, I press on lightly, I press on harder when I'm ready to make a more definite line. Again over here, curving it up, and then I'll be connecting that with a nice straight line to add in the curved feature of the box. And again connecting that up, bobbing that in, nice curve over there, and the same over here. Inside the box itself, I'll need to remove off that line and add in some of my other hidden features as well. I'm now going to go into the inside of the Google Cardboard. So inside now, we're going into the shell of the Google Cardboard now. So these are my solid lines first. I'm not going to go for any hidden lines as of yet. I'm going to tape this over, so it goes over onto there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again over here. 1, 2, 3. So I should have the gap in the middle as well that I'm going to be adding in for the center piece. And just check over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I might do is leave that as 5 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leave that as 5 there, but connect the 2 pieces in later for the nose. The nose, if that's starting there and starting there, is going to be the central point, which is over here. I'm going to arch that up, freehand it, and arch that round and freehand that in. And then when adding in your circles, again, you can trace these if you wish once you've drawn one, but as long as you've got your circle shape in there, that is great. And again, I can take that right up on there, and again, distance from there should be the same, and take that in over on there. Lovely. Right then, next bit, we've got a couple of hidden lines up here. Remember from last lesson, hidden lines are going to be shown with a dotted line as you add those in. And also, because this is a 3D shape inside there, I'm going to add some hidden lines over there that will then connect with this. This is also a hidden line because it's concealed by the frame of the box. Now don't forget to rub out some of the lines that you started off with your crate in. So I'm going to take away that line, and hopefully you now can see the inside now of this shape. Solid your lines over, make sure they're nice and clear. I might bring the height of this up to about here instead, now that I'm seeing the overall view of the product. And again, curving it for 2 back round that side, and again I can rub out any errors that I've got on here later on. Lovely. Right then, now I'm going to start going over my shapes for my circles. 1, 2, 3 pitching on high. I'm going to copy that round there, and I might edit this later on if I wish to. And the same over here, making sure this is a nice solid line. So you've got the entrance into the actual Google Cardboard as you put your face in. I'm going to take that round to there because that's the inside of the shape. and there's also a slight curve if you look at the Google Cardboard itself, and again I can rub out some of those lines that I don't need to add on there. Now again, it's a 3D shape, so at the top here now we need to start adding in some of my dotted lines over here and dotted lines through. Because this is a lens, I'd like this to be more of a solid line, as you can see through it. So it's a solid line through the lens, which is transparent. And again, dotted lines to the side and down. Solid line there through the eyeglass, and then solid, and it should meet up with the vertices of your cuboid from earlier on. So there's our hidden and some of our exposed lines. We've got a solid line down there, we've got the nose part and the two eyeglasses, the piece at the top on there as well. Right then, next bit, we're going to add in the flap at the top. Now we looked at the flap last lesson, let's add it in again. So again, we want a curved feature coming out for 2, curve it at the end, and then I'm going to bring that down and round here. It will mean that this line over here is going to be dotted. I'm going to take that down, all the way down on there, curve that feature up, and then curve it round for that piece on there, and that's the top of our flap. And that means that that line there, as it's now concealed by the flap, is going to be a hidden line as well. Right then, so let's just have a check on here. I've got the 2 circles for the lenses, the biconvex lenses. We've got this frame here now that I can go over a little bit harder now for the nose. We're about that section there so you can see it clearly. And then the last thing, folks, that I'll need to do on this is I will need to label up my pieces that I use on here. So I'm going to start off by saying that A over here is the flap. I'm going to say that the section over here, which I'm just going to pen in now, is going to be the Velcro. Again, because it's concealed, I'm going to do it as a dotted line. Make sure it's even on both sides. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which it is. Dotted line again. And I can get that labelled up now as B. And then start to connect it. Remember, when you're labelling, you need your lines nice and straight. And label up B, which is our Velcro, which I'm just going to point out on there. Label up the lenses, which are down here, but I probably want to label up this one over here. And again, have that as a solid arrow. Label up this, which is the centre for where the nose goes in, again with a solid arrow. And of course label up the cardboard as well, just for the material, and again you can fill that in the bill of materials later on. A, B, try and get in alphabetical order, C, D and E. And there concludes our drawing. The last step for this would be to add in the final piece, which is the bill of materials. Again, listing A, B, C, D, E on there, saying what the actual product is, what it's made from, and the quantity that you require. And that concludes your second tutorial on drawing your second view of your Google Cardboard.